What's going on? We back. More C Sports Talk. We in the building. If you want more coverage of sports, especially you want more coverage of the NBA tomorrow for Christmas, check me out at Goodfellas Sports TV, my other channel. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe button, bell icon button. And the Detroit Lions still actually have a shot at the number 2 pick, and it's still alive. The Oakland Raiders are beating down the Denver Broncos in possibly their last game in Oakland. The Oakland could lose their whole sports catalog of teams, man. They can lose the A's, they can lose the Raiders, they losing the Warriors to San Francisco next year. They moving across the bridge. And I got a couple of homies in Oakland I talked to, quite frankly, about the situations. But yeah, man, the Lions still got a shot, and I tell you the scenario they need to happen, which is one is happening right now, where the Raiders are beating the Broncos and somehow beat the Chiefs next week. And we know how pathetic Andy Reid is in December, and that Chiefs been losing like a mug. Then you have somehow the Jets need to beat the Patriots, and the Jets play the Patriots pretty well over the years. Then San Francisco, which defeated Detroit in week 2, has to play the Rams at the end of the season. But even if the 49ers win, the tiebreaker between the two for the draft position is strength of schedule using all 6 teams. And the teams are tied according to that. The next tiebreaker is not head-to-head, but records against common NFC opponent. Again, San Francisco wins. Next week it'll be 2-8. The Lions are 1-6. So as long as the 49ers win next week, the Lions will have a higher draft pick than them. You know what I'm saying? Hence, the Lions go to number 2 overall. And the Raiders are working right now. And I said before, the Lions needed to, mail it in going into the Arizona game. I didn't care about them being alive. We all knew somehow, some way, they got into the playoffs. Wasn't no miracle happening. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the Lions probably going to secure going to Lambeau next year, at least a top 5 pick. And the reason I want the Lions to get a top 1 or 2 overall pick is not to take a quarterback. It's not to take the best available player per se, unless this best available player is Saquon Barkley-ish, Baker Mayfield-ish, or something like that. The point is to give Bob Quinn more draft picks. What if you imagine this, man? Okay, if some hot shot quarterback come in the combine and light it up, and somebody need to trade it up to number 2, and the Lions got number 2 or 3, they need to trade up to number 2 or 3 to get a quarterback. Do you know what the Lions can get? That's franchise changing. This ain't like Millen. And my blessings go out there and prayers go out to Millen, who had heart transplant surgery today, I think it was, and hopefully he had a speedy recovery and make it through well. I wanted to say that no ill will on nobody's life over sports or anything as petty as that. But but to continue, do you know what the Lions can do? And Bob Quinn ain't been that bad with the picks. He had some bad picks, Taylor Decker wasn't the same after the shoulder injury. Tease Tabor was bad, but he had Kenny Galladay. Tracy Walker looked to be a good pick. Deshaun Hand looked to be a real good pick. Jamal Agnew was a really big pick. Even though they never wanted Kerryon Johnson, they wanted Rashad Penny, which would have been a horrible pick at this point, which could change. They got Kerryon Johnson. They made some really, really good, strong picks. You know what I'm saying? Through his first couple years. He had some bad ones as well, too. Miles Killebrew. Taylor Decker looked really good at first. Frank Ragnow, he is all right this year. But like I said, I trust him making draft picks more than I trust Martin Mayhew, Tom LeWine, which is more of the capologist type of guy, and more than Matt Millen. But think about it. You could trade back and get multiple draft picks throughout the draft. You can get draft picks next year. You can really, get somebody's whole future for a top 2 or 3 pick. Y'all feel what I'm saying? The picture is bigger than Matt Patricia's rookie record. He ain't gonna have a better record than Jim Caldwell. Okay, last year that ain't gonna happen. I think we already seen that the first couple weeks of the season. But what they can do is make up for the lack of depth they had. And lack of depth goes back to Millen. Martin Mayhew and Tom LeWine was from Millen's team, and then they came after Millen convinced Mr. Ford, finessed him to get a promotion. So how do you get a promotion after going on 16, being on the same cabinet as Millen? I don't know, but that's just how the Fords work. We talked about that in the Ricky John video earlier. But what they can do is make up for lost time, get themselves in position, move back, get multiple picks throughout the draft and some picks next year possibly, and rebuild the talent depth on this roster. The depth is the problem in the top end talent in general, but they got to build depth and they got the opportunity to get more picks, trade down to get more picks, actually take something from the Patriot way that actually can work. You know, get a whole bunch of picks, trade down, rebuild your talent depth, you know, get you some talent and really upgrade the roster. And by the time you upgrade that roster and how you want to upgrade it, Matthew Stafford contract can be up. You can find another quarterback, and everything will be in place. You'll have a line in place. You'll have the receivers, the running back, the defense in place, and possibly Stafford with everything around him and the right offensive coordinator. Stafford can succeed, but if he doesn't succeed, you move on, put a rookie quarterback in, take some of them assets you got, move up, get a quarterback, or find a quarterback that you like before Stafford retire or leave in about two years. You know, probably next year get a next draft, not this coming draft, but the year after next draft, 2020 draft. Get you the quarterback of the future. Start grooming him. If Stafford can't get it done, then he step up, or just get a rookie quarterback. You got all the talent around him, plug and play. You got him on a rookie contract. You good, but that's the point of it. The point of one going up there to per se take the best talent available. It was the hope for me for them to tank, to be able to get the best position and some hot shot quarterback be there and somebody mortgage it all. And, you know, they move down and get a whole bunch of picks and pretty much change their future. And I think Bob Quinn can at least make some of those picks half decent and replenish the talent level on the team. But like I said before, Lions still got a shot at the number 2 overall pick. A lot of things got to happen, but we'll see what happens, man. But I'll link that article describing that, man. Always source where I get my stuff from. So that's a good habit to have, man. But make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out to me in the email. If you want to make a donation to the channel, that link's there as well. Merry Christmas to all the brothers and sisters. Happy New Year's as well. Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. Don't forget to check out my other channel, Goodfellas Sports TV. One time for the one time. We gone.